Our reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
R&R in the morning is Rob Thompson and Rudy J. Morning 6 to 10. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Texas A&M landed, Emmitt Smith Jr. from Stanford in the transfer portal. He is now going to be a fighting Texas A&M Aggie. The Carolina Panthers are snooping around Texas as they've asked for permission to speak with Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn and Texans offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Tuesday edition. We improved the Tuesday with Rudy's presence. That's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson, Easy E, driving this boat for the last hour. In about 15 minutes, boy, we got some tough news coming out of the NBA. There's an injury of note that
two, but one is for the year.
Yeah, one is yikes. It does in fact shift the power just a little bit. I will tell you who that is in just a couple of minutes. The Cowboys getting ready to play the Packers. The Packers coming to Dallas, which is the scene of a crime of which Mike McCarthy played a role in, although he was with the team with yellow pants. Well, let's talk about the importance of this game to McCarthy as a coach, his place in history, and the importance of this game in the pantheon of big games that the Cowboys could lose to embarrass themselves. How big a game is this?
Well, see, this is the thing. So I felt like last year they're going to Green Bay. I don't remember if it was Sunday night or Monday night. McCarthy is excited on air with us. Then he gets to the stadium in Lambeau like 7 a.m, trench coat,
and he's
hair slicked back, eating snacks, having coffee. He's hyped. He's the most animated I've seen him on the sideline in his entire, I'm talking about up to this point. That is the most animated I had seen Mike McCarthy on an NFL sideline. He was GQ. He was dapper before the game. He was demonstrative on the sideline during the game, all for them to lose. And I think he learned from that. Like look, there's no Aaron Rodgers now anymore. And Aaron at that time you know how that relationship ended. I think he put too much in it, put too much pressure on himself, put too much pressure on the staff and the players. And it kind of came back to bite him, which is why Sunday after the game against the Commanders, he says, I'm not buying into the drama with y'all. I know you media types, y'all can have fun with it, but I don't give a damn who we play, to be honest. And all you can do is learn from your mistakes. And I think he learned from last year, the Green Bay game, and also the San Fran game this year. Like, look, you just got to go in and prepare.
What do you think?
So, but deep down in the bells of his tummy, this is huge.
So, okay. So would you prefer him to be his authentic self and just come out and say, holy crap, this is huge. Not only, and admit to the fact the same thing we're talking about. This is crazy, man, because I never thought we always thought we'd be in a situation to win. I didn't think it'd be against my former team, a playoff game here. And I remember coming here with another team and we snuck out of here with a win. We stole one from you guys. And I cannot imagine that I thought I'd be on the other side of the sideline going against my former team with a team that the gods have at least favored to this point to get to a place where I will make myself a Cowboy legend.
Yeah, I think I like him keeping it bottled up for the team's sake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when you ask me, would I rather him be his authentic self? No, for the team's sake, because they haven't done well in those situations. Again, those 2 games stand out. Again, Edwin just played highlights of him throwing his headset to the ground violently at the end of that Green Bay Dallas game last year. He like literally took his headset off his slant. Like, you don't see that from McCarthy.
Wow, he was.
And I don't think he wants to go there again mentally. Keep everybody in the right way. Let's just prepare. Let's just prepare and go out here and play like it's anybody else. I don't want to make a thing of it. So he learned from his mistakes last year. So, and I'm fine with him keeping it bottled up. But he's going to tell his wife, he's going to tell his close friends, I got to have this.
You know, he doesn't like any kind of discussion about his job status. I don't think he minds it's part of the job. I think he gets it. But when you start getting into status and pay and all that, that's the stuff that ripples to your kids and your family. And he's always been the first to even let his people know that's not anything he ever wants to talk about ever.
Never.
Not in polite company, not on B-roll, put your phone away. Let's have a pleasant conversation without putting it on the record. That's just something he doesn't talk about at all. A
little bit of a firestorm started
early
in the week because of Clarence Hill Jr. Well, not because of Clarence, because of Jerry's quote on McCarthy. And he was like, hey, he's been great, blah, 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 woo, 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 but in the playoffs, we'll go game by game and see.
And Clarence Hill Jr. knows, well, he's going to join us in a minute. It's going to be a good question to ask.
Jerry's already backpedaling on the fan. We're getting John Machota tweets already. Rob.
But Jerry is acutely aware of that.
He did that on purpose, Rob.
He did it on purpose.
He put him on notice. But then now he wants to be like, hey, that ain't what I meant.
Okay. Sometimes we yell at our dog and then we go apologize to him.
Or my kids.
Or whatever. We just let them know, hey, you got a little close. You get a little slap. Don't go there because this is still me.
But now he's saying on the fan this morning, he's under contract. I couldn't be more pleased. He's already moonwalked.
Well, is it moonwalking?
Is it a moon? Yeah, you know what? I guess that's a fair question. Is that a moonwalk?
According to John Machota, what is it?
He says, I couldn't be more pleased with what he's done and how he's coached. I really mean it. He has really made a bigger difference from his head coaching vantage point as anybody could from any vantage point in the NFL. I think he pissed Mike off and he knows it. And it's just like, well, you know what it is, Rob? It's just like, we got a goal to get to. Let's not create some narrative and then and make the locker room weird. Let's just prepare. Like the last thing the guys need to be asked about is how do you feel about McCarthy and what Jerry Jones said? Because Clarence, Machota, and Todd are gonna ask.
Right.
If Jerry don't clear that up, when they talk to these players throughout the week, we know all 3 of those guys are on these airways. John's on with the Blitz on Fridays, and Todd's on with us, Clarence is on with us, and on with the Blitz as well. And they have no problem running to Dak Prescott and saying, what'd you think about Jerry Jones saying that, hey, we got to go game by game with Mike McCarthy? You don't need that going into the playoffs. Only thing you need to be worried about is LaFleur's offensive game plan and stopping Aaron Jones. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And Jerry realized that. Steven probably jumped his ass. Dad, Jerry. No, he called him Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
Jerry. You don't tell your dad, shut up.
Tremendous punch in the gut.
Jerry, what are you doing, man? He's under contract. That's how you answer that question. I'm sorry, son.
We just had Todd Archer of ESPN.com just a few minutes ago, and if you missed any of it, it was great stuff. Go check it out at the Audio Vault, SASportsStar.com. It's brought to you by AA Bell Bonds. And this is going to be a question we're going to hear a lot of, and this is going to be part of an article that Todd's going to have out here in a couple of days, he said. If the Cowboys don't win now, win. Because if it doesn't happen now, look at the contract issues that are in front. A lot of dudes that are coming up. DeMarcus Lawrence is there. Biotish is there. Dak's coming. So when you parse it with the if not now, when, because this seems to be the culmination of a lot of things that have been put into place years ago, 3-4 years ago.
Right.
We talked about when contracts expire, and we're here. It's funny that Jerry doesn't bring that up, because while he says everything's great, he's earned it, yada, yada, by the way you paid your guys, including DeMarcus Lawrence and Tyler Biadasz and Dak Prescott's contract and Tony Pollard's franchise tag and all the things that are coming to a head this offseason, this was the design. This was the plan to buy what we've signed.
To capitalize before the window?
To get there. This is it. Because Dak will now, if things go as planned and they get past that, Dak will be the highest paid player in football, or at least one of the top two.
Oh,
and suddenly,
without a doubt.
Dollar values triple there. And
CeeDee Lamb will be the highest receiver, and Micah Parsons will be the highest DN.
And there goes all the money for the guys we just talked about. So I think Jerry was being real, but the fact remains this team is going to be radically different really soon.
Fair. Super fair. And it no matter what happens this season, Rob, I'm talking about Super Bowl or just bust, they're going to have to draft certain positions. You're going to have to draft DeMarcus Lawrence position, because I don't know if you're going to be able to pay him again. There's a lot of guys that Biadasz. There's going to be a bunch of guys that you got to make decisions on, and it's going to affect how Will McClay and Stephen Jones draft.
And as nice as it might be to coach these guys this year, McCarthy might look around a barren wasteland of a couple of big stars and a bunch of dudes I don't know but their number.
Yeah, I forgot Tyron Smith. This is last year. What do you do with him? He's still playing great when he's healthy.
J-Ron Curse.
Tony Pollard.
There's guys that matter that will probably not be affordable next year if the success continues, and even if it does end in an NFC title game.
Gosh, there's a lot of guys on that list, Rob. A lot of names on that list, considering the deals that you got to sign. Because don't forget, you already signed Diggs to big money.
Coming around the bend, Clarence Hill Jr. Of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram is going to join us. We'll talk about just that. Where is Mike McCarthy's stance and position as they head into the playoffs? What would it take to keep or to get fired? But first, coming back, man, rough news around the NBA. Injuries are taking their toll, especially on one young star that has showed quite well. We'll also look at the Draymond return.
Oh, my God. He's so dramatic.
Or is he going to retire?
Steve Kerr came to my house, and we both cried. I love Draymond. I love his honesty, but I'm sure Steve Kerr was like, bruh,
this is not.
That was private. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we got to take everything to the pod.
Was it Larry Brown that was the head coach of the Pacers? Can you imagine? We went to Jermaine O'Neal's house and we just cried together. Can you?
No.
This is a bold new world. I ain't against it. It's just different, and that's the NBA. We're talking about it next. Clarence Hill to follow. Hang around. We got cool stuff in front of us. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope you washed yourself clean this morning underneath a Connecticut water softened shower and brushed your teeth with the cleanest, clearest water you can get coming out of a water softener, because that's what Connecticut does. If you're not one of them, listen closely, because you can be pretty easy. Write this number down, 656, and then the word pure, P-U-R-E. If you'll dial that right now and you don't have a Connecticut water softener, guess what? The Canippas, the folks that run Connecticut here in San Antonio and South Texas, will come out and put a brand new Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days so you can see what I'm talking about. You'll see that a Connecticut designed in the United States, made with South Texas in mind. You don't even plug the sucker in. It works off kinetic energy. It doesn't eat too much salt. It does exactly what it says it does every day. I have never used my warranty for a Connecticut water softener. Haven't needed it. I got it. I know it works if I need it. Guess what? Never have. Find out what so many of us San Antonians know, that while you're on the aquifer, whether you're taking San Antonio water or you're on your own well, Connecticut cleans that water pure. Make sure that that stuff that's in the water that you see in your pipes ain't on your hair and in your clothes, on your skin and on your food, all that other kind of stuff. Call them today. Get a Connecticut in your home, and I know you're going to thank me later.
The NFL playoffs are here.
Read all about it, baby. One last drive.
Wild card, divisional, conference championship, and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Hear it on your exclusive home for the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain for 2024. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knee, shoulder. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative non-surgical pain relief. Your body has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatments has arrived, and QC Kinetics has tens and thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again, get you your life back. And best of all, it's non-surgical. If this is your year to decide to fight back against that pain, take the first step now and call QC Kinetics to get a free consultation on the calendar today. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Homeowners, this is not a drill. Do not put off replacing old, broken, drafty windows in your home one more day. Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies, can transform your home, fixing common issues like hot or cold rooms or sky-high energy bills. Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex windows and doors combine the strength and insulation of wood plus the low maintenance and durability of vinyl, guaranteed to never fade, flake, blister, or peel. These are truly your forever windows, backed by Renewal by Andersen's industry-leading warranty coverage. Just text WARM to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings are only in January. Text WARM to 200-300 right now. Text the word WARM to 200-300. Don't wait. Text WARM to 200-300.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning.
Yes, it is.
Hey, let's give away some Third Eye Blind tickets.
Let's do it.
Third Eye Blind is coming courtesy of LiveNation.com. They will perform their vast catalog on August the 8th at Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Fun place.
That's the one in Austin.
No, it's
Germania's in Austin.
Oh, is that the Germania?
That's the one in
yeah,
Austin.
yeah, that's the one in Austin.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that other amphitheater just now.
The one that we went to the country concert.
Yeah, we saw that.
It used to be Verizon.
Yeah,
and that's not Verizon anymore.
Yeah, that's up in Austin. That's about right. Third Eye Blind fans, there's a lot of them out there. You want to go, get on the device at your leisure. 656-3776. 656 ESPN is the number to dial. And if you're caller number 6, you can go see Third Eye Blind on us. And if you don't win them right here, you can get them at livenation.com because that's what they do. While you're there, check out our holiday cash promo.
Let's do it. Are we still doing the 2024?
Yeah, we're giving away $2,024 to win it. Go to sasportstar.com. It's fun to play and easy to do. Sign up there, and good luck to you. Good luck to Victor Wembanyama. We're in evaluation time now, right? It's trade deadline's coming. Everybody's looking at who we got. This guy good. This guy tradable. This guy going to be an award winner?
Right.
Is it worth chasing that 65 games so he gets that extra bump? And of course, the comparisons are never ever going to go away from Victor and that kid named Chet
Holmgren
with the
any relation to Mike?
Same weight, just how it's dispersed in a very different way. The best commercial on TV right now is when he says nuggies.
Oh, yeah, that's
you
funny.
Explain to me nuggies. Who would you rather have today, and who would you rather have in 5 years?
Wemby today, Wemby tomorrow, Wemby in 5 years. Like, I'm not, I ain't going away from that.
You look at the numbers. Those that slot these kind of things, look at Chet Holmgren, and with a slight lead on the Rookie of the Year award, just because, well, quite frankly, it has nothing to do other than wins, I believe, with OKC. He's just on a better team and doing good things on a good team.
Yeah, when we started, in the Silver and Black Podcast, Hour 7, which you can go and download, we started looking back at Rookie of the Years and their records when they won Rookie of the Years. And we kept finding every Rookie of the Year we found, it was 30 wins, 33, 34, 35. And then we found something attainable. We went back to Kevin Durant getting drafted by the Seattle Supersonics, and he only won 20 games. So boom, we're no longer looking at any more records. That's the bar. Look, we're not Sarkisian. We had a scripted play. We thought they'd win 30, 40 games. That script is torn up. We've flipped the script. Now we're trying to get to 20. But to get to 20, Rob, they have to go 15 and 32. All we're asking for now is 20 wins. If he's going to have any shot at winning Rookie of the Year, they have to win 15 more games. Can they do
it? Can they? Yeah. If they keep playing the way they've played over the last week, if Pop decides to not fight the current and swim upstream and just let Trey Jones play at point guard, while it might not improve the long-term quality of his bench, he will add more wins to his belt. Now, whether that gets them to 20, I don't know. They should. Shoot. I mean, they took Milwaukee to the bitter end. I mean, they were one jumper away from Cleveland. Yeah. So should it happen? It should. Could
they
happen?
Go 15 and 32, dude? That's all I'm asking at this point.
I just can't imagine, given the 26-minute snap or minutes count, given the fluctuation of starters, given just the sheer lack of production we're going to continue to get out of one position, as long as we have guys like Champagne starting. I mean, not that anything against him, but it's just there's a lot of things working against Wemby, talent-wise. But you're talking about
surrounding talent.
There's not a lot of there,
there.
And I don't want to. And it's not me blowing up, Keldon. It's but I kind of.
That's
am.
what we're essentially doing.
Yeah, I kind of am.
You're being Jerry.
But in comparison, I can see why Holmgren is ahead, because we do think winning matters. We do think that if you showed up.
Look, it matters because Wemby's number is so low.
Right.
Like, let's say if Wemby could be below, look, a lot of the Rookie of the Year, Rob, way below 500.
Oh, yeah.
But it can't be 25 games below 500.
You've won 5 games. I
mean, out of 35. So, like, if he could get if Wemby could get to, like, in a real world, because, again, LaMelo Ball won 33 games. Paolo Banchero last year won 34 games. LeBron James won 35 games. If that was the case, Rob, it's not even up for debate.
No.
But because it's so bad, you're like, okay, well, how much of an impact did he have?
But or positively and negatively. I mean, it's just hard to quantify because I know what I'm seeing. We all know he does things that nobody has done. Maybe not often enough.
I don't think anybody can because of God-given abilities.
Now, I do think that Wemby does have one thing that's working in his favor.
What's that?
Is now.
Oh, bring that up. That's a great point.
I think for voters and for people around the league, because the Spurs are so god-awful, the only time you're ever going to see Wemby is when it's personal highlights.
And see, when we see Oklahoma City, you brought this up at 7. We only see Shea.
Yeah, you see Shea.
Once in a blue moon, we get Chet. But every night, like, perfect example, you have Windhorse come on TV last week and say, every time Wemby and Giannis play, it better be on national television. He's been trending topic of a couple of games because of some of the stuff that he's done. And if I'm Chet, I'm kind of like, hey, man, I'm just as good as him. Y'all just not showing my highlights. Y'all only showing Shea. Life ain't fair, Chet. And you're not a rookie.
And he hasn't had that golden matchup. I mean, he hasn't had the Wemby versus Giannis front and center,
where
national
everybody
TV.
wants to see it.
And this is twice that Victor has had it because he had against Durant in night 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah, and he
or
beat
2 anyway. So he has had to match up against the others and done well and shown well. He's also had a New York Knick night on national TV where he didn't.
If we're going to get to 20, tomorrow night against Detroit, Friday night against Charlotte, got to have those.
We'll talk a lot about it tomorrow as they go against Detroit, but tomorrow matters, not to the rest of the world, but in the locker room, man, this is Detroit. And they're saying the same thing. This is the Spurs.
Right.
It's going to be a dogfight. I would like to think that these two teams better wake up early and be nervous all day long.
Do you get up for the butt bowl? Like, I'm talking about if you're in the locker rooms. Are you getting up for the butt bowl or are you getting up for the Giannis's of the world?
I've always felt like in most parts of life, shame is a bigger motivator than success. That I'd much rather not be shamed than I would be hyper successful. Just let me get through this.
I feel that.
And I feel like the shame involved with losing to a team that hasn't won in how long has it been?
Detroit snuck a game in.
Yeah, they snuck one in.
They snuck 1 or 2 in, yeah.
No, I think I would wake up going, we cannot lose today.
They're on ESPN Friday. The Charlotte games, because of Brandon Miller.
Around the rest of the league, real quick before Clarence gets here. If you watched Tyrese Halliburton do the splits, you know that he hadn't practiced that. Yikes. He's awaiting an MRI on a left hamstring sprain that while anything short of a torn ligament or a broken bone, that's about as gruesome a thing as I could look at watching a dude stretch like that. That was tough to see.
Yeah, if there's no damage, he's just lucky and young.
Very deflating moment, Rick Carlisle said. And watching what Halliburton has done this year, he's the breakout star of this year.
Yeah, he's first team All-NBA right now.
And Carolina and Indianapolis, while they don't play any defense, he plays a pretty good role in that offense as they still won 133-131 over the Celtics in one of those huge matchups on what was a very dry night.
Do we care about? Not care about. Was Memphis really a factor? They were so behind the 8 ball because of Ja's suspension. I think that's why Memphis kind of said, all right, we're just going to shut them down for the year. We're not even worried about it. We're too far behind the 8 ball. The West is better.
You know what? I don't know. Because.
You know what I mean? I mean, he does have a torn labrum, but you're so far behind. You started behind the 8 ball because of those first 25 games. And now he's out for the season. They're 13-23.
It is it's an investment in the future. It just seems so quick to say he's done. I mean, Aaron Rodgers came back in 3 months from.
Did this happen in the Spur game?
In practice on Saturday.
In practice? That sucks.
It happened in practice on Saturday. It's been percolating for a couple of days now that there had been something possible going on. And he's going to go ahead and have the season-ending surgery. So it does appear that we got about a week and a half of John Morant.
Yeah, that was it.
And
it was exciting.
Ask Victor. First time
they got each other
as the recipient. This is one that I think ordinarily would have been a defining moment for the season for the NBA brass, but because he wasn't here, I don't think it's going to ripple too much. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Draymond Green could retire.
Adam Silver talked him out of it. This is just too much. Yo, you got it? Go ahead. Tell him, Draymond. You were almost out of here.
I had a conversation with Adam Silver, commissioner of our league. And I just told him, Adam, it's too much for me. Like, it's too much. Like, this is too much. It's all becoming too much for me. And I'm going to retire. And Adam said, you're making a very rash decision.
Please
and I
don't
won't let you do that.
No, Adam, let me translate
Adam,
that. That's good.
I'm really sure it's a rash
Adam
decision.
No, don't.
It's just all too much.
Wait.
And, we had a long, great conversation, very helpful to me, very thankful. to play in a league with a commissioner like Adam, who's more about helping you than hurting you, or helping you than punishing you, or, he's more about the players. And so I'm very lucky to have, or to be in a position to be under the guidance of an Adam Silver, of a Joe Dumars.
And not only is he a handsome man.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Adam told him, quit acting like a little bit. Adam told him, quit acting like a little female dog. You're all right.
Get up.
You're
Get
all
back
right.
to work.
Yeah. People get shot every day, B. No. Whatever, Draymond. I love Draymond. I love the dramatic.
That
but
was
the thing
the
about it
biggest
is,
ass kiss I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you cut me down from 25 to 12. I'm about to tell everybody how great you are. But the underlying fact of it is, does it matter? Golden State still done?
No, it doesn't matter.
Right?
But I do think
now he does help them. I'm not going to sit here and play like he don't help them.
And there's something about the road show. I mean, it's still Golden State. It's still Steph Curry. And Draymond does add to ticket sales. And no one wants him gone. But I can't imagine what that conversation really went like. And I know that Silver's on every player's side.
He's a player's commissioner.
Of all the dudes
yeah.
that Adam Silver would have to talk off at the ledge, you really think don't go, man. I love the fact that every 6 months you have another besmirched moment for the league. I love the fact that I can pull out a literal 10-minute loop of you kicking guys in the nuts in a variety of uniforms and situations. I love the fact that I can go find a video of you cold cocking one of your own teammates. I can go watch that video whenever I want. I love that. Yeah. Don't leave. You think that's how that conversation went?
Yes. No, I don't know.
No, I think Draymond was right, because at the end of the day, Silver goes, happy player, happy team, happy union. We all get fat.
Right.
Clarence Hill Jr. is not fat.
No, he's not, actually.
He's P-H-A-T. He is fat.
There you go.
Bring that other energy. Put a thumb on it. We'll be right back. Clarence Hill Jr., the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, joins us as we converse with a man who might know the real meaning of, is Mike McCarthy's job on the line? That's next here on R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Arasti.com is a place where I go if I get a little twinge, a little pulled muscle, a little soreness, because I went to an Arasti provider for the first time about 6 years ago, and I walked out of there a changed man, not because of what they did, because they fixed me pretty fast. They fixed something I didn't even know could fix. I had lower back issues most of my adult life, and every physician, everybody I'd ever seen up to that point was, when you do that, guess what you do? You lay on your back and pray for it to get better. I walked into an Arasti provider. No, they went to work, found out what the problem was. They fixed it and got me fixed in under 4 visits. You can expect the same, because that's the norm. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one job: to get you out of pain. They accept most insurances, and you never, ever need a referral to go. Grab a pen, write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. They're going to accept insurances when you walk in, and they're going to get you back in the game. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call an Arasti provider today. They're going to get you fixed, and when they do, I want you to thank me later.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple: George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate, 210-785-0994, or go online at stevensroofing.net.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right?
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water, pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all at the bottom of the hour.
We do it every week, and we're pretty good at it. Get to talk to Clarence Hill Jr., the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Here he sits. Welcome aboard, sir. A fine Tuesday to you.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing, man? How you doing? Can we go back and revisit all the stuff in California and talk about Dak Prescott now?
Ooh, here
Is that how we started the show?
Known as
Is that how we started it?
These are receipts, as they're known in the business.
Hey, the game last night, Clarence, before we get in the Cowboys, did it make you more mad at Sark? If Sark just keeps running the ball, you see what would have happened.
Well, I mean, we had the running backs had 2 fumbles. I think it just showed you that they missed Jonathan Brooks. I mean, Jonathan Brooks was the best running back, and certainly he was a difference maker. But what's also true, and I've said it last week, the Texas had no pass rush. I mean, how do you affect the quarterback? I mean, everybody's, all my friends were talking about the secondary, and I'm saying they never got heat on the quarterback. And last night, Penix was never comfortable. They got heat on. Often they did it with 4, but they got into the backfield, even the interior guy, but the edge rushers, everybody got into the backfield. That made a huge difference. It was the defense that set the tone. Certainly, those running backs were special. They did, did a lot in running game. It made it easier because the quarterback didn't have to make any plays, and should have run more for sure. Shouldn't have fumbled the ball for sure. But again, first down 11-yard line, you got 4 shots. Get in your bag, Sark. Come on.
Hey, he had a bag. It had just been scripted a week prior.
Your best friend Dan Orlovsky went on television last night talking about how Green Bay gonna give the Cowboys a lot of problems because of what Matt LaFleur and that offense does. I know y'all agree on everything. Do you agree with him on that?
Well, I mean, I respect Green Bay's offense and what they've done, and
Right.
certainly they have the quarterback. I think has been playing well, and he's accurate, and he makes plays. He got good big receivers, and they have a running game. We all know that the Cowboys have struggled against the run, but so I don't think it's going to be easy. But the 12-5 Cowboys are at home. And that was important. I mean, it's interesting. So much talk over the last month, losing at Buffalo, losing Miami, and they have to be road warriors. They haven't won on the road. Everybody been hand wringing about what are they going to do on the road, and lo and behold, the Eagles, as we were frauds, and we've talked about they were living on borrowed time, that they were just didn't look as good as their record, and they, lost out, and the Cowboys are division champs, and now they have a chance to have 2 home games, and the Cowboys just play the best football at home, and certainly the Packers offense is going to give the Cowboy defense trouble, but who's stopping CD and Dak right now?
That's Clarence Hill
Who's
Jr.
going to stop that duo?
And that's really the question. You know, as we came into the show, Rudy asked, I asked Rudy a question. What's different about the Cowboys this year than others that would lead you to believe that anything different will happen in the playoffs? What's different this year?
I asked that question. I said, you guys are a great regular season. We talked in training camp. Everybody's talking in training camp. It don't matter what the Cowboys do in the regular season. Everybody's going to question what are they going to do in the playoffs, because that's the Achilles heel. That's the elephant in the room, so to speak, is that can they get it done in the playoffs? They've had home a playoff game 2 years ago against San Francisco. They didn't show up. Certainly last year they didn't have any home playoff games, but they certainly laid an egg in San Francisco. What's different about this team this year? Dak Prescott's confidence is on another level. I mean, he is playing lights out football right now. He's very confident in what he's doing. You don't see any hesitation. Just watch him. The swagger, everything he's done, I think it's different this year. It's different than it's been in the past. He's been confident in the past before, but there's no hesitation. He doesn't blink if he has an interception. He's playing great football, and he and CD again. CD has the best year ever by a Cowboys receiver. We asked J-Ron Kurtz that yesterday. We talked to him on a conference call yesterday. He said the thing that gives him hope is Dak and CD.
What are y'all hearing about Gilmore? And when somebody's shoulder comes out of place, I don't take that lightly. But I know McCarthy came to the podium after the game and said he said he'll be fine.
Yeah. And they got good news. There's no structural damage. The MRI, it popped out and popped back in. And CD said he's good. I mean, not CD, but Gilmore said he was going to play. And for all indication, when we talked to McCarthy yesterday, he looks good. And we'll see. They feel good about him playing this weekend. So you need Gilmore out there for sure. That's a big part of good news for the Cowboys, that it wasn't more serious than what it was. And again, everybody believes he'll be ready to go this weekend.
Was anything we saw against the Commanders fool's gold?
Where was the Commanders, first of all, right?
Well, I mean, they ran the ball well. We saw, and I saw an offensive line that had some backups,
they ran
but
the ball well with backup guards against the best part of the Washington team. Those two big defensive tackles.
So that was good. Okay.
Anything. Right, so that's good. I don't know if that's full though, because you're going to get Tyler Smith back. What you like?
Are we?
What you saw from those guys? Yeah, he had plantar fasciitis. And the plan is, and they believe he'll be good to go. This is limited in practice on yesterday. We didn't have practice, but they feel good about him returning. And Tyler is, has his back together, I guess, and he looks good. I mean, what's fool's gold? Your kicker missed, got a blocked field goal and missed the extra point. That don't happen, right?
No.
In Washington, they don't have kicker issues in Washington, do they?
No, I don't think they do.
That funny.
Hey.
Funny. Remember last year's
Don't do it.
Start getting the yips.
Don't do it. Hey, Clarence, it's like when I listen to the media, I don't know why I do. It's like Lamar Jackson is the runaway MVP, but other than he has 821 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns, but Dak has almost 1,000 more passing yards. He has 12 more touchdowns and only 2 more interceptions on the number 3 offense in the league. How is it Lamar Jackson runaway, and there's only a game separating them in the win-loss column? How is it just Lamar Jackson runaway?
It's Buffalo, San Francisco, it's Miami.
Okay, those 3 wins.
And again, those 3 losses for the Cowboys.
Oh, gotcha.
But I hear you, and if you stack the numbers up side by side, Dak Prescott has better numbers than Lamar. Just be honest about it. Mm-hmm. And you want to be real about it. Lamar has the best defense in the league. Dak is asked to do more. He has a better running game. Dak is asked to do more, has done more. But I've defended Dak all year, but defended since last season. You got to win, and what Lamar did to beat San Francisco the way they did in Miami in back-to-back weeks was was so impressive. And Dak really had a chance to have his MVP moment in Miami when he drove the ball down the field and led them to put him in the lead, but the defense gave it up. And allowed them to come down and get the field goal to win the game. But yeah, it's a good conversation to have, but it's not what you're going to win because Lamar has already been crowned the MVP for what they've done and with a new offense and their record and the way they beat San Francisco and Miami.
And living up to his contract. It's
a
rare thing.
All of that. Yeah.
Fair.
But again, the thing about it is that the same thing we've said about Dak in the playoffs, you can say the same thing about Lamar. They haven't won in the playoffs.
Truth.
There's still a question about, how they play, what they're going to do, how they can perform in the playoffs. That's still out there for him. But, again, the numbers suggest that Dak is certainly a viable candidate and probably had a better season than Lamar, but we're not going to win that argument today.
Hey, Clarence, you starting stuff. You done got Jerry in a situation where now he's got to come on 105.3 The Fan today and defend McCarthy because Sunday after the win, you asked him and he said, quote, we'll decide on Mike McCarthy after how we see each playoff game goes. And then this morning you tweeted, Jerry is expected to fully back Mike McCarthy today when he goes on The Fan. Like, why are you starting stuff? You know how Jerry is after wins, man.
It's funny. I've been deciphering Jerry since 1997. So McCarthy and the Cowboys PR all been out of shape because of that tweet.
Really?
I had about Jerry. I mean, he was asked after the game about Mike McCarthy's security because there's so much been going around about. We've been talking about that since the offseason. They have to win. They got to do something. But certainly there have been a lot of reports this weekend about, if the Cowboys don't win, Adam Schefter had it, Peter King had it, a couple other guys. Cowboys don't win, they could, make a change if they go one and done in the playoffs. And that's been out there. Everybody understands that. Jerry was asked about Mike McCarthy's job tenure and security, and he spoke about, he's had a great season. His record speaks for itself, yada, yada, yada. We got a lot of games going to playoffs, a lot of games left, but we'll see how it goes.
And you tweeted it. So he said it, but you tweeted it and they got mad at you. Come on.
Why does he say things like that, Clarence? Why? He's not foolish.
Jerry knows what he's doing. I mean, it's ridiculous, But they said, well, you should have put the whole quote in how he praised him. He answered the question in the last sentence. And all the other stuff was just filler.
Well said.
The answer to the question about his future was, we'll see how each game goes. That's what he said. All the other stuff about his record speaks for itself has nothing to do with the question. Okay? And so they're mad because I didn't tweet the whole answer or whatever else. I got the national media in outrage. And that was Jerry. Because listen, Jerry likes doing this. He knows what's on the line. I remember in 2016, and when you got a rookie quarterback that was 13-3 or whatever else, he was at every game talking about, I dream of a day that Romo's going to lead us to the Super Bowl. What?
That's really.
He does that sort of thing because he likes to drive the scenarios and all that other stuff, and that was even before. And we've talked about the Dan Quinn stuff, how he loves Dan Quinn and didn't want to let Dan Quinn, and it was Jerry who evoked the possibility of Dan Quinn being the Cowboys coach 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He started the whole thing himself, and now the fact that Dan Quinn is on the being one of the hot coaching candidates again, and the Commanders and Panthers and Chargers have all requested permission to speak to Dan Quinn. Well, what if the Cowboys do go one and done? You gonna let somebody else take Dan Quinn? The guy's been the apple of your eye.
Clarence,
great question.
I want to ask you about Dan Quinn and his defense real quick, and this is kind of a scheme thing. We know what Dan Quinn's defense is. They play a lot of man. I look at what Green Bay does. They're pretty good against man. Do you expect this strength on strength that Dan's going to just do what they do, or is there going to be any kind of adjustments against a team that Jordan Love has 23 passing touchdowns, 1 interception against man coverage this year? It seems like an obvious place to attack or to at least know what's coming.
Well, the key, again, as I go back to the Texas game, is rush and cover. I mean, you can the Cowboys have a huge, big pass rush that helps you out in man coverage, and the man coverage helps you out get to the quarterback. But yeah, he faced a pass defense as good as the Cowboys? Has he faced a team that gets to the quarterback and covers in the back end like the Cowboys? That's the question. But certainly that's their strength, and they've done a great job with that with those big receivers and explosive receivers. But this Cowboys secondary is pretty good, and Micah Parsons, those guys want to get to the quarterback, and that's what the Cowboys do. But we've talked all season. The key for the Cowboys is setting the tone on offense, getting ahead, so they can get after the quarterback.
Clarence, then again, I'll take shots at the Cowboys when they deserve it, but at this point, it is getting bad with the Micah situation, and I hope this week in this pod he leaves the refs alone, because it's at this point it's almost comical, some of the holdings that he's not being called for. And again, refs are human. We've seen it in every sport. You get on the wrong side of any official in any sport, they can't make your life a living hell. And at this point, it's comical some of the calls he's not getting.
I don't think he's really ripped the refs. He's only pointed out the flags he got. We've talked to Mike about that. And, we actually talked about it last week, and we asked him if the league has even come to him about some of the things he said. He said, no. When you look at his tweets, he's complaining about not getting the flag, but he's not necessarily come out and ripped the refs and, called them out of their names. And, he just talked about what can I do to get a flag, but he's not ripped anybody. He hasn't called anybody out personally. He has not said the refs are bad or anything like that. He only pointed out his situation. And, it's been an issue across, the league. I mean, TJ Watt, a lot of guys all complain about not getting enough calls. Certainly it's a highlighted with Micah because he's so good and he gets to the quarterback like nobody's business. But, hopefully they get some flags. But I don't think it's a situation where refs are picking on him or not picking on him, not giving him calls now because he's complained about not getting calls. It's just how the game goes. They just miss obvious stuff. It's like, Washington had no penalties against Texas and they got 1 million penalties against Michigan. I'm still hurt. It always goes back to that, right?
always.
He's Clarence Hill Jr. Make sure you type that in and you'll find him on the X threads. When you look at what the Cowboys do well and don't do well in the playoffs, one of the things that keeps sticking in my brain is, pre-snap penalties and those kind of dumb things that have gotten them trouble in the past. Do you expect any kind of advanced pressure on that? A little bit of discussion on the sidebar things, the clock management, the officiating, or the penalties that they can control. Is there any extra application on this?
They've been talking about that all season. The Detroit game, Micah had to jump on sides on the second 2-point conversion. I think the Cowboys are just living with some of their frailties, and that's part of it. And it has not stopped them from getting to 12 wins, and they're 12-5. And long as Sam Williams not running to the punter, or you got any stupid late hit calls or personal foul calls, they're going to live with some of that other stuff because it helps them get to the quarterback.
Who you want in the divisional round? Because we can fluff and all this we want. They're going to beat Green Bay. Who you want in the divisional round, Clarence, before we get you out of here?
You're going to get either the Rams or you're going to get Detroit.
And who would be your preference?
Who you prefer?
I think they'd rather get the Rams. I mean, they've beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Rams by 20 this year. And certainly Detroit's probably going to come in with a lot of piss and vinegar over what happened last time.
Yeah, true that.
But again, I'm with the Cowboys, and Dak talked about it. Run your own race, take care of your business. They're at home. I think they're confident when they're at home against anyone.
Full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah,
he is Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Thanks for stopping by, man. It's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you, guys.
He is indeed a legend, Clarence Hill. Thanks for stopping by, Clarence. We'll see you next week as the Cowboys head to one more home game, we assume. You ask a good question. And, Green Bay's going to have to do a lot right. They're certainly capable.
Yeah, I sometimes I'm just like not a fan of having to, play both sides.
Yeah, let's not dance around it. The Cowboys better freaking win this game.
Yeah. I don't. I've been wrong a lot. I was wrong last night on Michigan-Washington, but I just feel like on paper, on video, wherever I look, I see Dallas better. And they're at home where they haven't lost in 16 straight games.
And with that in mind, everything kind of stacked that you expect them to show up and do at the very least what we saw against the Commanders. But, there's some home field cooking.
Right.
But the reward for that is welcoming back a team that has done it and a team that literally despises you and has everything in the world to play for because you stole a game or a game was stolen from them.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the divisional round. Yeah.
With Detroit.
I'll take the Rams.
And both of those teams would be the perfect foil in what was the ideal Dallas Cowboy plot line for most fans, is to go down to one of those two teams.
But you know what also, Rob? I mean, I get it. Detroit has an axe to grind. But either team, Detroit or the Rams, I would take Dallas still. Even the Detroit coming in with something to prove, I would still, because again, I don't think Dallas played their best game. And they still won. So I would still take Dallas. I'm only picking against Dallas for one team and one team only, and we know who it is. No need to keep harping on it.
I read something. I didn't hear it. Colin Cowherd on his show said the Dallas Cowboys are the quintessential great TV series with a lousy last episode.
You know what?
Doesn't that kind of sum them up?
I cannot disagree with that.
And when you see Detroit and the Rams kind of hanging out there, you go, man, that would be the lousy episode you would expect with the Dallas Cowboys. Can they break the streak? Can they break the curse? Was Jimmy going into the ring the answer? Of course, all those questions will be answered next Sunday game you can catch live. Hey, we're just the beginning of a full sporting day. Don't forget, Greenie's coming, then Rome swings it on a vine, and the Blitz will be in studio. That'll be weird. Be here too.
It's R&R in the morning. Follow Rob at Rob Thompson ESPN and Rudy